Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us and taking the time. Obviously, we want to make sure that your time is well spent with us. You walk away with nuggets. I always I always talk about this line with the podcast, with the webinars. But the way I look at it is if I put my agent hat on, right, I want to make sure my pen and paper is out, my notes app, and I want to make sure I can use some of these ideas or strategies as soon as we hang up the call, right? So just pay attention, listen to the slides, listen to myself and Carlos speak for the next hour. We have some giveaways we're going to talk about at the end. And then it's also Life Insurance Awareness Month. So I want to share some actually marketing pieces and a slide just on this topic. And at the end of the day, this is going to help you open doors and spread the message. Very, very important stuff. Okay, so with that said, we have a lot of new items that we need to touch on here at Levinson and also with the Ringy platform that Carlos is going to mention. But I also want to discuss real fast some pointers that I want you all to be aware of. So the Ringy platform overall, right? We just had an agency that was here this morning. And this gentleman's main focus is property and casualty, right? The P&C side. So he wants to start to get into the life insurance sector, and he wants to build up this life department, right? And they have 35,000 consumers or clients on the P&C side. So anyway, the first thing that came to mind, and actually I just saw his name pop up, so I know he's on this presentation with us. But the first thing that came to mind was Ringy. It's a no-brainer, okay? And if you think about this, how do you get the message out there, right, to these 35,000 clients or consumers that already know and trust your name, right, because they already bought a policy? How do you let them know that you just launched a life insurance department and look no further, but click this make appointment or set appointment button below, right? There's no better way than to leverage the Ringy platform. And what this is going to do, if you think about that database in this example for a second, it's going to take about 20 to 30% of that client database, right, and turn them into life insurance appointments. Okay, and then we all know once you or your agent is on the phone with that consumer, okay, maybe you're going to get 50 to 60% of those sales. All right, think about the numbers. That's 4,000 policies out of the blue. I mean, it's the numbers are mind-boggling, and you have to figure out a way to touch your entire database. Okay, and it doesn't have to be existing clients. I always say this: friends, neighbors, family members. Yes, your book of business. Maybe you partnered up with a health agency or P&C agency, real estate firm, mortgage company, right? Whatever it is. This is a way to open doors to hundreds or thousands or hundreds of thousands of consumers to get the message out that, hey, it's me, Billy, the life insurance guru. Click below to set up an appointment with me, right? There's no better follow-up, follow-through system than what we're going over today. And we don't make a penny on this, as you know, okay? The way that we operate, and I think you know this by now, but when we first discussed the Ringy opportunity with Bradley and Carlos, who they happen to be personal friends of mine, even before we partnered up with Ringy, is we said, hey, we have 22,000 agents, and I don't want to make a penny off this platform or off our agents. What I want to do is look at this like, hey, if we market this to all 22,000 agents and we bring on hundreds and thousands of agents to you, what is the absolute best price you can give our agents if they're an active Levinson agent, right? And because of that, you are able to leverage about 30% off for the first 6 months or a 2-week free trial. Okay, so that's huge. If you found this on the street, it's $99 a month, right? If you're a Levinson agent, $69.95 for the first 6 months. Okay, which is 30% savings for the first 6 months. So that's a big deal. Okay, and we make our money, right? We all know this when you sell a policy. So obviously, I know this works. The proof is in the pudding because we use it on the marketing side, on the recruiting side. Okay, so if I know it's going to help our agents, in my opinion, win, 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 let's get it out there. And that's why you're on this webinar today. In fact, this is the fourth and final Ringy training webinar series that we're all on today. We've been marketing this for, a few weeks now. And then what we're going to do next, in fact, I just spoke about it with Carlos, is we're going to set up a new training webinar where we're going to talk about a bunch of new features, and we're going to give some real life agent examples. We're going to do some really cool case studies. You're going to love it, okay? Because I know this works. And if I'm let's say a life insurance agent in your shoes, I need a platform like this, okay? And then to have the lead platforms integrated is again priceless. So lots and lots of sizzle here. Let's go to the next slide. What I want to do real fast, and I'm going to just shift gears for 1 second. Obviously, Life Insurance Awareness Month is here, okay? And you need to get the word out. So we put together, in fact, we e-blasted this last night to you, a LEA marketing folder, okay? And inside of this folder is all the carrier-approved marketing material that you can start getting out to all your consumers and prospects. And some of this we can co-brand for you. We even have videos, okay, that you can use on Facebook ads or social media ads or even YouTube, whatever it is. We can actually have your picture, your logo, phone number, website, email, all the above, and it's free. We don't charge you for this stuff. So take a look at this when you get a chance. And I also want to talk about just a quick story, and I still can't believe it. I'm still in a state of shock. So September, Life Insurance Awareness Month, you need to get the word out. You need to help these families, these prospects. You need to help your own family, right, by bringing home the bacon, right, and doing a great job, right, supplementing your income, right? Maybe if you're focused on the security side or annuities, right? Whatever it is, you need to get the word out for life insurance. And now is the perfect time. And, we all hear crazy stories, right, with people passing, unfortunately. And, it could be a family member, a close friend. It could be maybe someone you heard about online, whatever it is. There's crazy, crazy, crazy stories out there. And a few of these really hit home. Right. And I shared one. I had a great friend of mine that's out of Fort Lauderdale, young professional woman, was one of my best friends for over 20 years. She passed. It's been about, 9 months now. If you were on our past webinars, you heard me speak about that. That was a crazy story. And then something happened just this morning. And I wanted to just share, and it just proves the point that anything can happen at any time, and why it's so important for you to do a good job, right? And relay this message to your prospects, friends, network, family members. They need to have a life insurance policy, especially if they have children. I mean, that's a no-brainer. You're going to spend, thousands a month on homeowners and automobile insurance, right? And then the most important insurance on your life you don't have. It's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So anyway, I'm going to make a long story short. So I'm driving. Let's see. Last night here, I'm going to look this up real quick as I'm talking. I think this is worth mentioning because this story just really was an eye opener for me, and I think it's going to do the same exact thing for you. So I'm driving to a meeting last night after work to Miami, and I have about 45, 50 minutes to the ride there. And then obviously the ride back home is about another 50, 60 minutes, right? So an hour roughly. And I always try to educate myself by listening to podcasts, right? Maybe I'll listen to my own podcast, and just to kind of make things better, critique myself, and I listen to other podcasts as well. If I can learn, right? If I have 45 minutes in the car and I can learn something new, I'm in, right? That's the way I look at it. This is free. I'm in. Why not, right? What else am I going to do? Talk on the phone for 45 minutes and waste time? No. So I popped in a podcast that just launched. It was live on Tuesday. Okay, so yesterday was Wednesday. So Tuesday, this podcast goes live, and I'm listening to it Wednesday night. And when I find a good podcast, which is hard to find, as we all know, right? You really take notice, you sit up, and what I do is I take my notes app out and I write down any bullets, right? I put in my notes app because I don't want to forget these things, right? We know how that is. You get a great idea, and by the morning, it's gone. Okay, so I make sure that I write these things down. So I did. I listened to it the whole ride there, and I took some notes down, and it was freaking amazing. In fact, the guys I had dinner with last night, I shared with them. I'm like, man, I listened to this podcast on the way here. The guy was amazing. So on the way home late last night, it was so good. I listened to the whole thing again. It was about 50 minutes. And I think I've maybe done this twice in my life where I listen to the same podcast, unless it's my own, because I'm trying to learn and critique myself. So I listened to it twice. And I was so excited about this particular episode. I came in this morning and I said to Andrew, he came into my office and we were talking about today's webinar, actually. And I said, man, I'll tell you, I listened to this podcast. I'm going to send it to you. I said, it was so good. I listened to it twice. The guy is amazing. And he's like, Bill, what's the guy's name? And I said, well, don't worry. I'm just going to send it to you, through text. I can share it from the episode. But at the same time, I was like, you know what? I forgot he uses a middle initial, and I forgot what it was. So I was like, let me look him up online real quick, right? And I just remember he was a young guy, low 50s, I think 54 years old. He looks like he's 35 years old. And he was in great shape. He talks about working out all the time. And long story short, the gentleman's name, the guest speaker, is David A. Arnold. He's a stand-up comedian. And the reason why he was on this particular podcast episode was he just came out with a Netflix documentary that I guess blew up, and they asked him to be on the podcast show and this and that. And the guy was amazing. So as I'm looking him up online, here we are Thursday morning, okay? It says David A. Arnold dies of natural causes. And I said, no, there's no way. This is impossible. And I start looking further. I thought it was one of those internet spam spoof things or whatever they call it. And I start going on like Fox News and all these different websites, and it turns out it's real. So it turns out this man was live recording this podcast on Tuesday. Okay. I listened to it on Wednesday. I come in Thursday morning and share it with our team, with Andrew, our marketers, and the guy's dead. He died not even 24 hours after recording this podcast episode. And the craziest thing during this episode, he's talking about like how, Bob Saget, how they make fun of other stand-up comedians after they pass on. And, it's like a really dark world and they see things through a different lens. But it was a very motivational, inspirational story. It turns out he was in rehab, I think 20 years ago. He's been clean ever since. And just an amazing, incredible success story. And I try to take those little nuggets and I try to learn personally from these episodes and these speakers. But I think the biggest thing here and the takeaway and the reason why I wanted to bring this up on today's webinar training was it's Life Insurance Awareness Month. And the point is anything can happen at any time. I mean, this was crazy. I never met this man in person, okay? But here, Tuesday, they record an episode. I listened to him not even 24 hours later, not even 24 hours after, I find out he's dead. And the guy works out every day. He looks great. You're probably doing an internet search right now to see who this guy is, unless you maybe already heard of him. But I'm going to tell you what, I will include this episode in our thank you email because number one, the episode is amazing. Number two, the takeaway here is that anything can happen at any time. And it's our job, right, as licensed insurance professionals to spread the word and share these stories and make sure that your clients, your family members, your friends have a life insurance policy. This guy had two young daughters, okay, married. I mean, he left a spouse behind, two young girls. It's mind-boggling the way this happened, okay? And again, these are things that you need to learn from, and you need to share these stories and get the word out and take this serious, Okay. And yes, of course, you got to make money and get great commissions and renewals. All those things are necessities. But the number one reason that we can't forget is helping these families, right? In a case like this gentleman that I just listened to, right? I'm sure I hope he had life insurance, but imagine, he leaves a spouse and two young daughters behind, okay, with no life insurance, okay. Hopefully there was, a $5 million tax-free death benefit coming that at least will help the girls go to college and help his wife stay in the house or whatever the case is, okay. But these are stories we need to share, okay? And again, you got to go after we finish this training. Go look up this story. It's David A. Arnold. Okay, you gotta listen to this episode and listen to this story. It's unbelievable. Okay, very very moving, and it fits in to Life Insurance Awareness Month. Okay, I hate to try to make this a positive because it's a horrible thing, God forbid. Okay, but we need to learn from things like this and stories like this. Okay, anyway, let's shift gears again. These are some great statistics that we're also going to include in the thank you email. I don't want to take up too much time because Carlos has a good 30, 40 minutes. So I want to keep moving along here. Okay, there we go. Thank you. All right, so this is very, very exciting for us here at Levinson. So we are one of a handful of IMOs, okay, that have exclusive rights to this new product. I can't tell you the carrier name, but it's an A-plus carrier that you have heard of. They're huge. In fact, I can't believe they came out with a product like this because they're known as more of a traditional company. And we are officially launching this on Tuesday. It is a game changer, folks. Okay, I'm telling you right now, on record. Okay, Tuesday's webinar, 2 p.m. Eastern. We're launching the product with the national sales director of the company. He's going to be on with me. Okay, and this is the best, hands down, instant decision IUL in the industry today by far. Comp, awesome. Renewals, awesome. Up to 1.5 million instant decision. Built-in living benefits, folks. Okay, 47 states, electronic policy delivery with a drop ticket through iGo that you can access through our app or through our website. Okay, I mean, we're talking smokers, okay, get non-smoker rates, except cigarettes. Smokers get non-smoker rates, 3 underwriting classes, okay? And think about this for a minute. There's 2 non-smoker classes, okay, and the standard one has 3 tables built in. That's like a shave reduction program right off the bat, okay? This is a game changer. Okay, just-in-time contracting, and they're turning these around from drop ticket to electronic policy delivery from hours to a few days. Okay, A to Z, everything done. You have a real-time portal. You can log in, and when you hear the carrier, your mind is going to spin because I still can't believe it. We're not talking about, Bill's Life Insurance on University Drive. This is I would say, top 3 to 5 carrier in the world. Okay, and yes, we're a handful of IMOs that get to market and sell this product. So very exciting. Make sure you're on the webinar Tuesday, 2 p.m. That's next week, Positive Tuesday, 2 p.m. Do not forget this. And what we're doing, because I know you're going to love it, write your first application with this product. You have 30 days. We give you the new Amazon Fire 10, the brand new tablet just rolled out, 10-inch screen. So that's how much we believe in it. No minimum premium. Okay, if you write a case that's $30 a month, you still get the Fire 10 plus commissions and renewals. All right, let's keep moving along. All right, Carrie's Corner just launched. We did a Labor Day special, awesome article. We'll include that in the thank you email in case you did not read it yet. It's a great editorial that really opens agents' eyes to what's going on around us in the industry and things you need to be aware of. Okay, let's keep moving. So what we did is a first app ever contest here at Levinson, and this is across all lines, all carriers, annuity, doesn't matter if it's supplemental products, life, first app ever. You win the Apple iWatch. Done. Let's keep moving. Now, what's new at Levinson? There's a lot new, okay? But honestly, I don't have the time, and I want Carlos to get his full presentation slot here, especially being this is the final training. So I'm just going to mention a couple things. I'm going to be very fast. Let's start on the left side. So what we're doing, and keep your eyes peeled for this, another big improvement on the InsureMeNowDirect.com platform, okay, which by the way, you should be running with. So what we're doing is we just added 3 new products, and we got a total of 5 products that will be launched in the next, I would say, 5 to 15 days. Okay, so we're going to have everything covered, and every product sold on Insure Me Now Direct gets that free scholarship. You can also use, we have a great case study, an agent that is crushing it right now, and here's why. She teamed up with a P&C agency, and what we did is we built the Insure Me Now Direct site for that P&C agency with their logo, and she's allowed to market this to their whole database, okay? And obviously, she gets full commissions plus renewals on most of the products where they have a pass-through renewal. She's getting everything and then working out a split with them, which is totally up to her in that group. But anyway, that's how you need to look at this. The opportunities are endless. Associations, groups, think of mortgage companies, real estate companies. The list goes on and on. Okay, we also just came out with a new IUL prospecting book. It's the 3rd version. In fact, what I'm going to do, today's winner, whoever answers our question of the day correctly, wins the Fire 10 and this new IUL book. Plus, what I'm going to do, a little special, go on our Facebook page, leave a review, comment, whatever it is, okay? As long as you're active with Levinson, I'm going to send you the new number 3 prospecting book called The Holistic Retirement Approach. And these are used, by the way, to give to prospects. And what it does, it tees up the IUL sale and appointment for you. Okay, in layman's terms, very simple. Okay, holistic approach. It's out now, number 3 for IUL prospecting books offered by Levinson and Associates. Without further ado, I'm going to roll in to our featured presenter. Carlos is joining us right now, Director of Sales and Marketing with Ringy, also a personal friend of mine. Carlos, you there, buddy?
I'm here. Thanks for the intro.
Yep, no problem. Thank you.
No problem. No problem. Well, hello, everybody, again, for those that have joined us previously, and hello to all the new folks today. I have a slide here for you today. I like to kind of make this more informational than more of a plug for us, though I'd like to get one of those off as well. So today's topic is going to be utilizing technology to create consistency and revenue for your business. As everybody knows by now, and if you don't, we're a software company. We are a CRM, but we also dub as a sales engagement tool. That kind of leads us into our topic today, right? Using technology for your business. And I hate to even talk about this. I feel like we're beating a dead horse, but COVID changed a lot, right? It made us transform as a business. I know that a lot of my clients, a lot of friends of mine that are in the insurance space had to revamp the way that they do things as well. Though meeting face to face with your clients, you know, sitting at the kitchen counter or meeting them at a coffee shop is always nice. It's a lot more personable. It was kind of found during COVID that it's not really necessary to do that with different technologies that are available now, right? So like screen sharing, video conferencing, even just a phone call, right, can get the job done as effectively, if not more. Now, if we think of ourselves as salespeople, obviously the name of the game is closing deals, right? Selling policies. That's how we get paid, right? That's how revenues are created. That's how profits are created. So today's topic, we're going to be talking about technology. Now, and if you can kind of zoom up through the slides there, Andrew, if you don't mind, helping me out here since I was having some formatting issues. Perfect. And again, it's just a quick overview. We can skip through that one and just go straight to the using technology slide. All right, so there's a lot of benefits to using technology outside of creating revenue, right? Obviously, being in life insurance, annuities, any type of insurance in general, obviously it's a great industry to have as a career, right? We all know that's one of the highest paying industries as an agent or a general agency, right? So the income is a great factor, but the best agents I know that I know personally are those that really care, right? So those that really care about helping people, helping their clients. Those are also usually the most successful, right? So with technology, you can kind of leverage whatever you're using to enhance that as well, right? So with technology, you're obviously going to increase your productivity, right? That kind of goes without saying. Being in front of your computer, being remote, you're going to get a lot more done, and you're going to be able to help a lot more people as opposed to driving across the state. Or I even know some agents that jump on planes, right? Fly to different states they're licensed in. Well, now, if you have some sort of technology that you can leverage, you're going to be able to, one, reach more people, help more people. It also is going to improve your customer service, right? With technology, as you see here, and I'm not going to read each one word for word and bore you guys to death, but you can read along. It doesn't cost a lot of money. 2 decades ago, a decade ago, technology was a lot more expensive because it wasn't as available as it is today, right? So now, for pennies on the dollar, you can invest in some sort of software to help you get across to your customers more timely, right? So a lot of these technologies out there have methods built in, such as a phone, text message, and emailing, right? That you can just get through to your clients right away, as opposed to having to fly somewhere or drive somewhere. You also have a lot of record keeping, right? You can integrate any type of systems, usually with a lot of good CRMs out there that are going to give you notifications on somebody's birthday, somebody's renewal date, coming close to a renewal date, family member's birthday, whatever it is. That's going to obviously help you improve your customer service, right? So if you're doing things the old school method, which is going to be, a pen and a pad or some sort of notebook, whatever it is. I've heard it all. At least now, with technology, you can actually have notifications that will notify you, right, to your iWatch, to your email, right on your platform, letting you know, hey, it's Bill Levinson's birthday next week. It's a good opportunity to, one, show that you care, say happy birthday. And as we know, referrals are king, right? So that's a good way to squeeze some referrals as well. Lower cost of operation. Technology doesn't only aid in having good customer service or increasing, the amount of people you talk to. It also lowers your cost of operation. Now, a lot of people will have an admin in-house that they're paying a salary to, sometimes paying benefits to. That's obviously one way where if you have a system in place, kind of eliminates that, right? You don't really need to have an assistant anymore if you have a proper software that's going to do automated outreach for you, right? That's going to reach out to your clients for you without you doing anything other than an initial setup. Also, it's going to lower your marketing costs, right? So a big chunk of your commissions or your profits or your revenues go towards marketing, right? Whether that be ads, direct buying leads, any type of maintenance on websites you're running, anything like that. Now, if you have a system in place, such as any type of technology, there's many out there, but main kind of topic here is going to be a CRM. It's going to stretch your dollars further for you, right? Because it's going to manage that data for you. If you have a system that has automation, it's going to constantly contact that data for you. If you're running an ad or a website, a lot of these technologies are going to notify you, right? When somebody books an appointment with you, when somebody responds to an ad, right? I've talked to many people that are kind of like hybrids. They'll have a website or they'll run ads, but they still manually control all of it, right? The outreach. It's kind of, it's like a catch-22 because you are doing a good job at having ads and having a website in place, but you're still kind of a little bit of the old school side where you're still manually reaching out to them, right? If you leverage a technology, you can save, and these numbers again are pretty broad because it really depends what you're spending, but on average, it's 10 to 30% of your income goes to that, right? You can save that and reduce those costs by having a technology in place, right? Some sort of technology in place, and it's always going to point towards some sort of CRM, right? The last thing on this slide, at least, is going to be increased employee productivity. So this is really going to be for my GA owners, right? Or if you have a team underneath you or you own an agency, this is really where if you provide technology to your agents, whether it be on their dime or yours, if you at least give them that value add of a technology program that's going to increase their sales, it's going to make them happier, right? And I recently looked at a study that showed that more people, more employees, more agents, they're more concerned with how they're supported by their upline, their agency owner. If we're talking about a regular workplace, right? Their CEO, their COO, they're more concerned with the support and assistance that they're getting than they are their actual pay, right? More people will stay somewhere because they're giving tools or they're being supported as opposed to they're getting paid more, right? And that's pretty funny to think about, right? Because everybody thinks money makes the world go around. It is important, but when we're talking about something as as hard as sales, right? It's not for everybody, but it's mentally grueling, right? If you can provide some sort of technology that's going to help out your agents, help them be more productive, help their brain not get fried, burnout, it's going to come back around to you, right? It's going to create more revenue for you, more overrides for you. If you're just a regular agent, you don't have an office, you're independent, this is good for you as well. You're increasing your own productivity, right? Because now you have a technology in place that helps you store data. It helps you have built-in outreach, like I've been talking about. It also helps not having to do manual entry, right? A lot of people still do that. They still work off the spreadsheets and manually putting information such as contact information or any type of policy information. They're still doing it manually, and you'd be surprised at how many people still do that. And that is definitely one of the main reasons for burnout, right? Because if you spend half your day with data entry or outreach, the other half of your day is going to be making phone calls, right? Or trying to get a client on the phone. And again, technology can eliminate all of that, right? Even if there's let's say there's a power outage, internet goes out, happens all the time. A lot of these CRMs, including Ringy, they'll still do outreach without you having power or internet because it's built into the system, right? It's cloud-based. So you have peace of mind knowing that if, God forbid, an internet outage goes out, which I work in a tech office myself, it happens to us at least once a month where the internet will go out for an hour or something like that. Power outages, right? For those of you in Florida, hurricane season, we're in it right now. If you have a system in place, you at least have peace of mind knowing that money that you spent or those leads that you were provided or those ads that you have going, that they're still being contacted. There's still outreach going out to them. Why? Because you have a cloud-based technology that is reaching out to them, right? If you didn't have technology, it's pretty obvious. What can you do? Nothing, right? You're kind of stuck. You're just sitting there waiting for the internet to come back or the power to come back. So again, that's just another reason why technology is going to create consistency and revenue for your business, right? We can go to another slide, the next slide there, Andrew. All right, employee retention, right? Again, this is for my agency owners, my team leaders, and then we can kind of wrap it up with if you're independent. So it kind of goes with the last topic. Investing in technology makes employees more successful and satisfied, right? And that's kind of why this is a topic today, right? Sales. I've been a leader myself in many different spaces, and the one thing that I always knew that was going to make or break us were how happy is my team, right? How happy are my employees? That's the main reason people leave, right? Because they're just not happy. They don't have the motivation to get out of bed. Their job's too difficult. I've heard it all, right? If you can implement some sort of technology, such as what we've talked about, such as what we, right here, as you see, installing a hosted phone system, something that's going to give your employees the flexibility to work from home. We know that now, right? We've talked about that all the time in the past couple of webinars we've had. A lot of people just want to work from home now. And though I'm an office person, I prefer to come into my office and work. A lot of people are a lot more productive, a lot happier working from their home office, as Bill says, from that third bedroom, and with technology, you can make that possible. If you have some sort of soft phone system built in, a screen sharing system, a video conferencing system, something like that for your employees, or if you're independent, if you have that for yourself, obviously you're going to stick around with what you're doing longer, right? And that's another big reason why technology is important, right? It makes your employees happy. If you're a happy employee, a happy agent, it's going to increase your production, which equals more revenue, which equals more profits for everyone, whether you're independent or you own an agency. On top of that, it gives you visibility, which is something, and I've been involved in a few different sales verticals. One of the main things I used to hear complaints about, I actually, back in the day, I did insurance myself years ago, and I worked for a small IMO where our agents, we had a small team, it was about 10 of us, and I was just the sales manager there, right? It wasn't my gig, it wasn't my office, but they basically had no visibility as to how they were getting paid. They just knew that they closed X amount of deals every week. They'd get a check at the end of the week, and that was basically it, right? And they used to constantly be frustrated. And they would come up to me because I was a sales manager. I was on the front lines with them, and they'd say, Carlos, I trust you guys, and I'm sure you guys aren't screwing us, but can we get some sort of system in place where we can look to see what our deals are, who our clients are, when their policies renew, anything like that. And we didn't have that in place. It was a small little startup IMO that was around a couple of years back, and I had people leave because of that, right? And that led me to talk to my agency owners, and I said, guys, some of our best agents, they just want to see their KPIs, right? Their key performance index. They just want to see what they're closing, what they're getting paid on, what the percentage is, when somebody canceled, when somebody expired. It's not really a lot to ask for. We can implement some sort of technology, and they can look at it every day, a sales dashboard, right? Something like that. And we did, we outsourced, we hired somebody, and it was night and day the difference. Again, another example of why technology is very important. And Andrew, you can go on to the next slide. All right, and again, a lot of verbiage on here, a lot of words, so I don't expect everybody to read this word for word. I'm sure you'll get this emailed to you guys afterwards. But again, this is just kind of touching on the importance of a CRM. Ringy is a CRM, so I kind of highlighted this at the end. I talked to many people, many prospects, clients, offices, companies that are looking for some sort of solution. Many of them are not using a CRM, right? They just use what's provided to them, by their agency or whatever it is, their company, and they kind of just run with it. But if you look at how important a CRM is, it's really the way that it's going to help you nurture your clients, those relationships that you have with them, because you're able to put so many things into a CRM. I've seen people put in as much as their client's favorite food, their favorite sports team, little notes like that. Because as time goes on, hopefully your book grows and you gain more clients. But you don't want them to just be a number, right? You want to create that personability, and you could do that via Notepad, of course. But even something as small as having that into your CRM can really take you to that next level. It could really make you stand out. That's where those referrals come in, those repeating clients come in, the cross-selling comes in. It also will give you, like I mentioned before, it gives you a lot of different numbers and data that you want to see, right? Like maybe when somebody is moving, right? And they're moving across state, and you have a product available in that state or in another state, whatever it is. That's just hundreds of different points of data that can help you when you're trying to cross-sell or maybe with a new prospect, different ways, to help you succeed with various clients. Like I mentioned before, many CRMs act as a virtual assistant, right? I'm not trying to get anyone fired or not create more jobs for the economy, but most of us are 1099, right? Most of the webinars I do are contractors of some sort. So you're your own business essentially. And overheads are a big part of success. They're a big part of your profits. How much are you going to take home? How much of that can you dump back into your business? With the cost of living, with inflation, above 9% now, it's very expensive to hire now, right? And even harder to find good employees. That's even more difficult. With systems such as Ringy, you can eliminate having to, spend time paying a recruiter or paying for these websites to find good help, to have you do the work that a CRM could do with a matter of an hour of setup, right? So that's a big part of growing, right? Having funds to increase your business. Also, you keep your sales teams organized that way, right? If you're a leader, if you have a team under you, if you're independent, right? It's a good way for you to keep yourself organized by things I've mentioned in this webinar already, right? Seeing when a renewal date's coming up, a birthday, if there's opportunity to cross-sell or upsell, all of that can easily be tracked within a CRM, right? And that's a very important to grow yourself as an individual, as an independent broker, as an agency owner who has hopes and dreams of, having 300 agents, 500, 1,000, nationwide. It's almost impossible to grow and scale without technology now these days, right? Also, with the CRM, as you see here, customization and personalization, such as having a personalized booking page, right? With Ringy, you can have a personalized booking page built into your platform. It gives you a link. You can share it on your social media, pass it along, add your own picture, you and your dog, you and your family, you and the kids, whatever you want. And you can kind of trademark yourself, right? As John or Sue, the life insurance guru, right? And you can literally make that your URL and share it, right? Make it your signature on your emails, pass it along. And that's also included with our software, and that's another technology option that's going to help you grow, right? Automation, right? Automations that are going to do constant contact for you, that are going to reach out to your clients for you. You can personalize messages now where it looks like it's you handwriting or hand typing, I should say, those messages. It's going to include your client's name, their state, who you are, your phone number, and it sends it out to them on cue without you doing anything, right? So those are also a way to leverage technology, excuse me, and it's going to increase your chances of getting in front of clients, right? Main thing with technology that I think is happening with the evolution over the past really decade, but more so past 2 years, is people are realizing that yes, it's very important to work hard. It's important to get up every day, and get in front of clients. But the days of having to work 14 hours a day, 7 days a week, flying across the country, being away from your family, sleeping in hotels, maybe even in your car, depending where you're going, you don't really have to do that anymore, right? You just have to work smart, not hard, right? That's kind of the evolution that we're seeing in the sales industry, is that a lot of people are figuring out ways to get just as much work done in a 6, 7, 8 hour day as they did in a 14-hour day. And that's huge. It's life-changing, right? Especially for those of you that have families, that have kids. I have a 3-year-old myself, and I couldn't imagine being away 5, 6 days a week, 14 hours a day, which I know many, many people in multiple sales industries that it's just what they have to do, right? It's what they have to do to provide. But most of the people that I know that are working those type of weeks don't have technology in place. They're pounding the pavement, driving across the state. Something as simple as a software or some sort of technology, more important than profits, it can buy you time, right? And that's the most precious commodity in life, right? Is time. Being able to sit down with your kids every night, be with the husband, the wife. It's as cheesy as it may sound, technology nowadays really makes that possible, where you're not letting profits and revenue slip through the cracks anymore because you have something in place, right? So the next slide, little motivational screenshot that I have here, and you can move on to that. Keep calm and think, work smarter, not harder. As corny as that may sound, it is so true, especially in sales. You just have to work smarter. And there's a lot of prospects that I talk to that have been doing this longer than I've been alive, right? I'm 33 years old. There's people that have been doing this since probably before my parents were born, that are married, that I talk to, and they don't want to change. I've been doing this for 20 years, Carlos. I have millions of dollars in my book. I've been this successful for this long. I don't need to change anything I'm doing. My question always is okay, I respect that completely, but there's a reason reason we're talking right now, right? You're probably seeing that there's some sort of little shift here with technology, and it's true. You do have to implement it. You do have to make a change, because even if you're willing to work those hours and work those days, there's going to be someone behind you that's utilizing a technology that's going to be taking opportunities for you because of the speed to lead aspect, right? They're getting in front of more people than you are, and it's not possible unless you're utilizing some sort of technology to do so, right? So again, that's why I put this little screenshot here. Keep calm and think, work smarter, not harder, right? It's not a bad thing. Change is sometimes scary, but it's definitely not a bad thing. When we're talking about technology and sales, it's absolutely a good thing. It's a great game changer. And then we'll move on to the last two slides, kind of informational pieces here. Just some feedback from our current users. For those of you that haven't heard of us, I'll definitely give us a little plug here. And these are real. These are some that we pulled away from reviews that we get. And I'm not going to sit here and give you guys an infomercial about our reviews here and talk about how great we are. You can read them there yourself. But I'll read one, right? There's no current platform like Ringy on the market. This means there is no automation, no follow-up tactics using alternative platforms. We have found this highly decreases ROI and increases CPA, right? So this basically means they are spending less and increasing the way that their sales are coming in, right? And that's just some feedback. And then we'll move on to our promo here that Bill negotiated on your behalf, and he is definitely being truthful. The first thing we talked about is he said, Carlos, I am not looking to make a profit here. My intentions are not to partner up with you guys to create another revenue stream for me. I want to give something of value to all Levinson and associate agents to, one, make them more successful, because in turn, it's going to make me more successful. So what we came up with was, and this isn't available for any other company, this is the only promotion I can truthfully say that is going on within our client base. We give you guys a 2-week no obligation free trial on top of 30% off. So it's not one or the other, it's both. So you can sign up, try it for 2 weeks, see how you like it. If you don't like it, we part ways as friends, no issues at all. But chances are you're going to like it. And when you do sign up, I know Bill has something set up through your agent portal where you can just go ahead and sign up and that promo will be applied. If you happen to miss it, there's a setup code that says Levinson. That's what it is. Just type it in. It's not case sensitive, or use that setup code that you see right there, and it'll automatically apply the 30% off or the $30 off to the Ringy platform for 6 months. Every single month for 6 months. There's no contracts, no user agreements, nothing like that. And that's available only to Levinson and associate agents. And I give them a list every month of everybody who uses it. That way we can ensure that it's only for Levinson and associates agents. The last slide is just a QR code for those of you that are tech savvy and you want to scan that. That just takes you straight to the Levinson landing page that we built for you guys, so you guys can sign up as well. There's a lot of tools in there talking about technology. Anyone that just maybe doesn't want to go for it or is a little reluctant because they just don't like technology, we have a training center within Ringy. So if you do go ahead and try the 2-week free trial, you don't get charged a penny. Go to FAQ and training, and there's live training videos on every part of the software that you can get touched up on how to use it, right? It's about an hour and a half total of videos on demand that you can just go through whenever you have some time, and it'll show you exactly how to use the software, and then you can go for it, right? And you'll have a little bit of training there that you can always reference for every part of the software. But that is my spiel for you guys. I appreciate everyone sticking around, and then we'll get with you guys to discuss the next series of webinars for you. I hope this was informational, and hopefully I didn't bore everyone to death, but thank you again for being here, and I look forward to talking to everyone again soon.
Awesome, Carlos. We appreciate the time. And again, we're going to have our meeting probably early next week, so we'll launch the new series description by, I would say, end of next week or the week after. So definitely keep your eyes peeled for that. Okay,
awesome.
Let's keep moving along. Yep, appreciate you guys. All right, so real fast, how to get started. Like we just mentioned, you can obviously go to our site. under Agent Tools. You can see it highlighted in red. You'll see Ringy CRM platform with the star next to it. Click there. That's your request form, and then you will hear from our marketer, and we will share the link as soon as you are active with Levinson. Okay, so you must be active with at least one carrier, and boom, you're in just like that. Okay, let's keep moving along. Leads is a big one, okay, because now you're saying to yourself, I have Levinson and there are 90 plus carriers and the best products and technology, and I started maybe a year ago or 2 years ago, and I need to build my pipeline, right? So I can send out these effective ringy campaigns. Okay, great. Now, 2 awesome co-op programs that I want to mention real fast. And then I'm going to also talk about a third option that are literally $2 a lead. Okay, so very, very low entry fee. And if I were you, what I would be doing, if you've been doing this for a year or 50 years, it doesn't really matter. We have these $2 leads, okay? And what these are is they're aged. They're just over 6 months old. And what happened is the first agent came along and spent, the $30 to $50 per lead, and they didn't close the sale, or maybe they didn't hear back from the prospect, whatever it is. Okay, so you can buy these in bulk at $2 a lead. You come in, right, and think about that homeowner that took out the mortgage, right? Let's say husband, wife, kids, young family, they just moved in. How many of these mortgage protection mailers are they hit with, right? Day one, okay? 10, 20, 50, 100 in some cases, right, over the next couple of weeks. I mean, they come from all over the place. So chances of, let's say, that homeowner skipping over a few of those postcards or mailers are pretty good. Okay, so 6 months to, let's say, 12 months later, you come in with that great follow-up system because you're using Ringy, right? Next thing you know, an appointment is set, and that was a $2 lead. So I would definitely think about that. But let me move over to the fresh, exclusive, real-time lead. So left side, those are up to $1 million, no exam, life insurance leads. Now, this also works great, and I just thought about this. So as soon as you think, up to 1 million, no exam, term life, great. Now you have this IUL with instant decision to 1.5 mil, and it's a great product with built-in living benefits, backed by an A-plus carrier, the one I'm launching Tuesday. So now you got plenty of options. But anyway, this is a great, great program. In fact, this is, out of all the lead programs we've tried and vetted throughout the last 20 years, 20 plus years, okay, I've never, ever seen feedback like what I'm seeing with this program. I'm going to tell you that right off the bat, okay? And you can go to our Facebook page and check it out, okay? And you can see the pricing right there. You save about 10 to 25%, and then we have a minimum order of 10 for local leads within 50 miles. So belly-to-belly sales, no problem, or do the statewide leads, okay, which I recommend, selling over the phone or virtual. Okay, right-hand side is the brand new final expense exclusive lead. Now, these are Facebook ads. They're all generated on social media, mainly from Facebook ads. And here's what's neat about these. These are all within 50 miles of you, of your address, okay, within 50 miles. So again, if they want to meet you at Starbucks, no problem, jump in the car, and I would go meet them. Now, here's what's great. $25 for an exclusive lead, okay, and typically the retail minimum order is 20. We negotiated 15. So 15 is the minimum order for Levinson agents. Okay. Very, very low entry fee. Check these out. And I'm telling you right now, I'll say it again. Out of all of our lead programs, the one I recommend is that $2 lead. That's where you're going to get the most bang for the buck. I'm telling you, I've seen some huge sales amount from those leads. So that's what I would do. And I would load them up into Constant Contact, into my Ringy platform, and I would just run wild. Press that autopilot button and go. Okay, let's keep moving. So the agent scorecard, very, very, very impressive. Now, here's what's neat. Now, I'm just going to share this real quick. You need to know, Bill, am I using the right carriers, the right underwriting, the right technology? How is my turnaround time, right, compared to your other agents? So this is a great way for you to go in, right, and look at all of your metrics for all the business that you're doing with Levinson. You can break it down by week, by quarter, by year. You can look at this versus other Levinson agents. You can look at all of your downline agents. And then you can look at your real-time case status info as you're in the agent scorecard. Okay, and this is all free for you. Okay, we're launching this in September. It's a huge investment for us. Okay, we're the first pilot to do this with iPipeline. Very excited about it. We're excited to launch it to all Levinson agents at no charge. Okay, now the next few slides show you what some of these graphs and metrics look like. We have pie charts, bar graphs, you name it. Okay, and these are some of the breakdowns that you're going to see for your business. Okay, and then let's say if you're a GA or MGA, you're going to see, hey, did I hit my goal? How far am I off? And then you're going to see, hey, I qualified for round trip airfare for the Levinson Expo this year. You know, whatever the case is, everything will be at your fingertips. And I think you know this by now, but we're not stopping here. I mean, every single day, we have to look around the corner and see what's coming next, what will help our agents succeed and make more sales, right? That's the name of the game, even if it's money out of our pocket. Okay, with all this technology, we spend hundreds of thousands of dollars a month on all of this combined. Okay, so you can make more sales. We don't charge you for any of this stuff. Okay, very important. All right, let's keep moving along. The Bill Levinson Experience Podcast. We hear all the time from agents. Hey, Bill, can you put me in touch with one of your top agents? And we can't. We have contracts with our agencies that say we can't or no one can reach out to their agents. Okay, of course we can't do that. But what we can do is feature some of our top agents on the Bill Levinson Experience Podcast. And I can put my agent hat on and pick their brain for an hour and see what's working for them. We've done that many, many times. If you look at past episodes, you can learn so much from some of our top producers. And Friday, we have Natalie that's going to be joining us, okay, a top producer. I'm going to pick her brain for an hour, and I'm going to show you all the nuggets, the secret sauce, what works, what doesn't work for her, what kind of model she uses, whatever it is, okay? But these are ways that you can learn, pivot, and leverage these training episodes. They're huge, okay? If I was an agent when I first started, I would have loved to have stuff like this. I mean, this would have been priceless. So anyway, and if, by the way, if you have an idea for a new episode too, let me know, okay? Or if you want to be a guest speaker on the podcast, let me know, okay? It's a great opportunity to market and brand your name and get it out there in the masses, right? We have thousands and thousands of listeners on each channel, by the way. Okay, the next upcoming webinars, real fast. These are huge, and I know I mention these every single training webinar, but these are some big ones, and I want you to make sure you're registered. The first one, that is that new IUL game changer product launch, and you're going to remember me saying this, okay? This product, we haven't seen anything like this in years, okay? Best instant decision IUL, hands down, bar none. Nothing or no one comes close to this new product, I promise you. On Tuesday, 2 p.m., you'll be the first to witness this because we're only a handful of IMOs that have access. Okay, right below that in Show Me Now Direct, like I said, we have 3 new products launching next week and then 3 more right behind that. We invested a fortune into this platform. It's free for you because we know we have to pivot, right? Because our agents have to pivot to get the word out. You got to be marketing on social media, and this is the best platform. It's the only platform that allows you to do multi-carrier, multi-product, direct-to-consumer, and still be the agent of record, full commission, full pass-through renewals on those products that pay renewals, which are most, by the way. Okay, on the bottom, oh my gosh, I've never seen this in my life. First ever living benefits certification course, okay? This is hosted exclusively by Levinson and LSW, okay? We never did this in history. It's never been done before, okay? Make sure you're registered. That's on the 22nd. That one will be capped, so you must register for that webinar. It's on September 22nd, 3 p.m. I believe it's 2 to 3 hours long, But again, this is a great chance for you to add a designation to your business card, your website, your contact card. Very important stuff here. And living benefits, come on. Okay, if you don't sell living benefits, you're riding that horse backwards in New York City like they did in the 1800s. Doesn't happen, okay? 2022, folks. Andrew, let's move forward to the last slide. We're going to get this wrapped up, and we're going to have our question of the day. And I hope you were paying attention, okay? Because whoever answers first wins the Fire 10 tablet and the new IUL prospecting book. And then, like I said earlier, if you're an active agent with Levinson, go to our Facebook page, leave us a review. I don't care if it's Facebook or Google, okay? Take a screenshot or a picture on your phone, send it to me, and I'll mail you the new Holistic Retirement Approach prospecting book, my treat, okay? That's simple. So everyone is a winner today. Let's have our Positive Tuesday quote, and then I'm going to ask my question, and we'll put a bow on this. My quote from Tuesday, your words will never describe you. Your actions always will. Boy, is that true. And I mean, it's like the same old thing. We've been saying this for years, okay? And it's like, don't listen to what we do, right? Watch the action. Watch the action plan. Follow what we do, okay? You don't have to listen. The words don't mean anything. Watch what we do. Do the same exact thing. Go on our social media pages. Check out our e-blast. Look at how Levinson markets. We grew because of social media and e-blasting. That's how we went from 200 agents to over 22,000. You should be doing the same thing with prospects, okay? It's no different. All right, anyway, question of the day, enough of my ranting. And again, Liam, Life Insurance Awareness Month, okay? We saw, obviously, Queen Elizabeth pass today, right? It's unfortunate, but these things are real. David A. Anderson, check out that man. I'm telling you, that podcast episode, amazing. We'll include the link in the thank you email. That story, it's unfortunate, but it's an eye-opener, okay? Share these stories with your prospects. Get the word out. They have to remember Bill Levinson is the go-to, the guru when it comes to life insurance, okay? Obviously, it's you. I'm just giving you an example, but everybody must know the go-to, and it's you. So anyway, question of the day. Let's get this wrapped up. I know we're a few minutes late. I spoke about the new product we're launching on Tuesday, next week. Positive Tuesday for a reason. 2 p.m. Eastern Time, right? We're launching our brand new IUL. My question is, how many underwriting classes are in the product, are available with the product? How many underwriting classes, and what's the max face amount? Okay, so it's a two-part question. How many underwriting classes are available with the new product, the new IUL, and what's the max face amount? Okay, I know it's a little tricky, but I have to make this challenging because otherwise we'd have 190 winners, okay? So whoever answers first and correct wins. Andrew's going through them right now, and Andrew will tell us who is our webinar winner of the day. Andrew?
Okay, we have Charlie F. Charlie F is the winner.
Charlie F. The answer was 3 underwriting classes. 1.5 million is the max face amount. Instant decision IUL, folks. With that said, Charlie, congrats. Let's all have a great day. Let's all spread the word, right? In September, it's Liam. Get the word out. Share these personal stories, right? And you say, Bill, I have no one to talk to. I got 4 people that I live with, okay? Other than that, I'm out of gas. Well, brand, market, get the word out on social media, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. It's free. There's no excuse, okay? Put the effort in. Action plan, no words. Get it done. Let's have a great Thursday, a great Friday, great weekend, good selling. Thank you again, everyone, for taking the time.